u/PM_me_urfood asked Reddit. In hindsight, what decision bit people in the **** during the pandemic? This is the placeholder intro file. Can be easily swapped. Deciding not to buy a house right at the beginning. I got really ***. I regret that. Eating like I never had to see people again. My friend found an above-ground pool on clearance for $199 at Lowe's right as the pandemic was starting. She texted me about it saying there were several left and I should hurry and go get one. I was too cheap to go buy one. I regretted that decision every day for the next year. Adopting a pet while obeying stay-at-home order. A lot of people did this out of loneliness and being home 24/7. Afterwards people go back to work. Pet is suddenly alone 8 to 12 hours a day, and then the shelters are refilled to beyond capacity, and now these sweet babies are being put down to relieve the overcrowding problem a lot of shelters were facing. Closing outdoor spaces at the same time as schools. I'm sorry. The park is closed. Hiking trails are closed. National parks are closed. Why? I remember reading a Reddit thread in 2020 about men who had secret families or affairs and lived double lives for years. Until COVID lockdown started, they'd maintained two separate lives under the guise of lengthy business trips for years. And now that everyone had to work from home, the jig was up. Edit. Found the thread. Link. Politicizing a public health issue. I heard a terrifying statistic that domestic abuse reports dropped during COVID. It's terrifying because victims were isolated from their friends, family, and trapped with their abuser, so there was no one to report on their behalf. Drinking heavily. Well, drinking heavily and joining an online casino does nothing for your savings. I can attest. Not refinancing their mortgages when the rates were at 2.5%. A marked increase in alcoholism. Hoarding toilet paper. How is no one saying putting infected old people in old folks' homes with healthy people and keeping them in there? Oh man, the number of people who filed for unemployment who did not qualify and are now getting overpayment notices with the 30% penalty fee is insane. I'm talking owing $20-36K in overpayments. The worst ones claimed you owe to 52 weeks at $750 a week plus 30% penalty. Encouraging retirement for older employees. Especially airline pilots. A big reason there's been so many issues with travel in 2022 is because back during peak pandemic, a huge chunk of pilots were pushed to retire. Now travel's back at pre-pandemic highs and airlines are looking around like, fuck, who's gonna fly the planes? Quote. A bunch of people in my area decided to buy houses in rural areas under the assumption they'll be working from home forever. Now a lot of workplaces are hybrid or fully back in person, and they're all stuck with long commutes. And less wealthy people in rural areas are being priced out. Thinking that everyone was on the same page and we could all end this together quickly. Paying $300 more a month in rent to be closer to my job and never stepping foot in the office. Not getting adult braces. Never imagined masks for 3 years long. I could have had perfectly straight pearly teeth by now. Still too early to tell. Ask the children of the pandemic. The effect could be minimal. Or could be quite large. It was middle school and struggling to keep up. 1 to 2 years in virtual school would have possibly set me back to a point where I would never catch up. Decisions had to be made. This was new for everyone. In Canada specifically, taking CERB when you weren't qualified for it. There are so many people getting calls to pay it back now. With interest. Watching Tiger King. Putting off trying to make new friends. It has become immensely more difficult for me to make friends since the pandemic, and I'm not completely sure of the source. Not understanding the bailout system well enough to make my family a ton of money through fraud. #PPP forgiveness. Bought the dog, then never left the house, so he grew up with us around 24/7. Now he's neurotic and can't be left alone. #Britannispaniel. Not walking out of my dead-end job and playing video games for a year like so many other people. Instead continued working my off for complete who just tossed me out with the trash when my services were no longer needed. Forcing essential workers to continue to show up every single day and do the whole job they signed up for with little or even no hazard pay. Worse, laying people off without any consideration for the obvious upcoming boom in homelessness. Believing it when they said, "Don't worry, it's only 2 weeks to flatten the curve." The amount of children who were forced to stay inside with their abusers. For some reason, a lot of people don't consider that side of things. Overeating, not exercising and not giving a F about it when you're in sweats all day. Rude awakening when things started to open up again and you had to wear normal clothing. Oh, and that thing at the very beginning where public health officials were telling regular people not to wear heavy-duty masks and that masks weren't necessary so that there would be enough for healthcare workers. Person facepalming. I understand the effort, but we should have funded ramped-up mass production and encouraged people to reuse one mask per person. Disinfecting between uses. That was a huge L. Probably the biggest mistake of the whole thing if I had to guess. Not counting people lying for profit as a mistake because they did that on purpose with full knowledge of the consequences. Not getting household spending under control the second I was out of a job but on the hook for an expensive lease. All those new hobbies were fun, but now I'd much rather have savings than rudimentary gardening knowledge. Storing COVID patients in senior care facilities. Wiping down groceries with Clorox wipes. I'll never get that time back. Honestly, I love the early days of the pandemic. I'm an essential worker, no traffic during my commute. It normalized grocery deliveries and no contact food delivery in general. I had a ton of time to myself to do hobbies and watch movies. Liquor stores were open so the home bar was always stocked and we spent no money going out since we couldn't. I have no regrets. Lack of education and socialization for children, especially those aged 13-14 who are currently in their freshman year of high school. I cannot stress enough how unintelligent my 11th grade year classmates are. This freshman class is the worst anyone has seen because they never got the crucial development years needed to actually grow as a person in middle school. My 4th grade cousin can't read more than 4 character words, etc. Some kids here didn't have Wi-Fi, so they missed out entirely on a whole year. And some whole counties didn't have the funding to properly equip everyone with their school-issued Chromebooks at all. I could go on and on. But I genuinely think one of the hardest hit groups of people in the pandemic were kids and teens. Because we missed crucial development years. Maybe the effects aren't apparent to anyone who isn't actively involved in the education system or with anyone who is. But I guarantee you there will be studies about how we were utterly failed. I doubt it'll even be able to write itself until the next generation of kids. Honestly. COVID really showed us how the majority of people are. The Federal Reserve went way too far printing money to prop up the stock market. Allowing anti-scientific nutjobs to get a hold of the narrative. I'd say people largely avoiding all communication, even virtual communication. It got tough to stay in touch with friends when they say stuff like, "I don't do Teams." Only taking 1 pack of toilet paper, 1 pack of antibacterial wipes, 1 bottle of hand sanitizer, and 1 can of Lysol, to make sure everyone else would have some. The day before all broke loose. Golf courses put a pool noodle in the hole and you couldn't take it out. If you hit the noodle, it counted as making the hole. For some reason being able to hit the ball in a hole was unsafe. But hitting a noodle in the hole was perfectly fine. Not letting road crews fix roads in their social bubble. Just to flip this around a bit, I bought a bidet when every store in America ran out of toilet paper and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I buy maybe 6 rolls a year now and my is so clean. Telling people mask works and then banning people not to get them because health workers need it. First, that put a lot of distrust to the CDC and did more damage as people who had access to them hid it and hoarded it. Labeling Walmart as essential and not small businesses. Not calling on the ridiculous performative half measures they invented to mitigate the virus. Walmart supercenters had only 1 entrance open instead of the normal 2. You had to wear the mask to walk to your table at a restaurant and then take it off when you sat down to eat. They put one-way markings on the floor of aisles at the supermarket. You should wear a mask in your own home on a Zoom meeting to set a good example. And most of all, never question anything said by public health officials, no matter how absurd it seems. You're not a scientist. This is the placeholder outro file. Congrats. You made it through the entire video. This segment is supposed to fill 20 to 30 seconds. So I'll keep talking a bit. Hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to hit the like button, ring the bell and subscribe to the channel. Any improvement ideas? Write us at autogenlabs@gmail.com or leave a comment. Have a great day.